Hello, everyone, and good morning to you. Let's take a quick look at what is happening on the Euro USD. Well, I'm looking at the higher time frame, and this is the weekly time frame. And on the weekly time frame, what I was able to do after realizing that we have been on a very strong bearish momentum since the beginning of the year was to look at the structure here and identify this trend line. We can see our price has been trending right around that bearish trend line I was able to identify here. We can see at a point in time price respected it broke down that line, then retested it to push price to the downside. So it's we can see since the beginning of the year price has been oscillating right around this bullish trend line, right around this bullish trend line here to give us this strong bearish momentum since the beginning of the year. Now, before I go further, I want to let you know that this is going to be a follow-up detail of my previous analysis on the Euro USD, where we were able to make about over 200 pips on this pair last week. If you want to see what we were looking at, kindly check the link below for reference purposes. So, with this scenario we have here on the weekly time frame, let's scale down to the daily time frame to see what is actually happening. So on the daily time frame, the first thing I was able to do here is to identify this key level at the 1.03500 area. And the reason why I have identified this level at the 1.03500 area is this. If we look at what has been happening since the month of May, we can see how this level has been a major determinant of price action. We can see it got price supported here, then in the mid month of June, we saw our price was supported at this point too as well. And during the early days of the month of July, we saw how this area was supported before we witnessed the outright breakdown of that structure. And as soon as price broke down the structure, it got to as far as 1.00180 area before we saw price come back to do a retest of that structure of that key level one more time. And if we look at the skill level here, we can see that the skill level also shares a confluence with the bearish trend line identified on the weekly time frame, making that area a very significant level to work with going into the new week. So with the key level identified here, there's another thing I also want to call our attention to. If you look at what happened since price broke down that key level on the first day of this of the month of July, we saw price came to as far as the 0.99500 area, and since then price has been caught within a consolidation phase right with between the 1.03500 and the 0.99500 area. And right now price is back into that zone. So one thing I wanted to be doing here is to be identifying this level as a potential demand zone. I'm calling it a potential demand zone because I'm not sure if this level is going to hold price action back to the upside, or we're going to be witnessing a breakdown of this level with probably a retest of structure to give us a trend continuation to the downside. So in the meantime, I want to be labeling this area a potential demand zone. That's why I have a very big question mark here, because we are not sure if it's really going to be a demand zone during the new week. Then also we can see that right below the key level at the 1.03500, we have a supply niche. As we can see that since throughout the month of July, we can see how that area has been rejected by the sellers, making that area a very strong um, niche for selling opportunities on the Euro USD. So now going into the new week, what is going to be our expectation and how do we intend planning for any potential opportunity on the Euro USD? So looking at the structure we have here on the daily time frame, well, The first thing I want to be saying here is this: considering this area, which has been a demand zone that has held price supported in the past, we can see that we had a sharp rejection from this level where participants deemed it fit to buy the euro. So going into the new week, I want to be taking a closer look at this area if participants will see the euro as cheap enough to buy. So if that is going to be happening, what I want to be seeing around this area is a reversal pattern. It could be a double bottom structure, the inverse head and shoulder pattern, whatever reversal pattern that is. I want to see a reversal pattern. I want to see multiple rejection of the demand zone to give me a clue into taking advantage of a bullish momentum here on the Euro USD. And if a bullish momentum is going to be happening here, well, in the meantime, I want my take profit target to be right around the key level at 1.03500 area, which also shares a confluence with the bearish trend line we identified on the weekly time frame. And the reason why that is simply because we want to see how price is going to relate with this level. Are we going to be having a reversal pattern from this point that will push price to the downside? Or are we going to be witnessing a breakout of that structure? And if we do have a breakout of that structure, then that could be a signal that price wants to be going bullish. And then a retest will give us further confirmation to join or add more position to our existing trade. That is one scenario I'm looking forward to, and that is the bullish opportunity. The other scenario that we might be looking forward to here is if we witness an outright breakdown of this demand zone here at the 1.00 level. And if we see an outright breakdown of this area, that is, we see probably an engulfing candle that takes out all the buying positions from this point, then that will give us a signal that we are going bearish. Remember, this is just a signal as we don't want to get too excited, as we always want to wait for price action to give us further confirmation, which is likely going to come in form of a retest of this area, or probably go as far as retesting this trend line here and give us a reversal pattern that's likely going to be sending price going to the downside. So these are the setups I'm looking forward to on the Euro USD this week. But be rest assured that during the early hours of the week, I will definitely give you an update on what my plan is going to be after monitoring how participants in this market will relate with this level during the early hours of the week. If this video in any way has been of immense help in helping you make your own individual decision on the Euro USD, kindly support this project by clicking on the like button. You may also want to follow me on my TradingView platform at Dark Sherry so that you don't miss out on the regular updates I normally share in the comment section. Stay tuned in as we look forward to Monday morning, where I will be sharing my ideas, my follow-up details in the comment section. Thank you for watching this video, and I wish you a wonderful day. Bye bye.